Dean Martin charmed the world with his smooth vocals, comedic timing, and devil-may-care charisma. Alongside fellow Rat Pack members Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr., Martin defined cool during his 1950s and 60s heyday. But behind the boozy, womanizing stage persona was a dedicated family man. Join FactsVerse as we explore how his daughter, Deana Martin's intimate memories of growing up with a legend of a father might surprise you. Early life and career. Dean Martin was born Dino Paul Cricchetti in Steubenville, Ohio in 1917. His parents were immigrants from Italy, his father a barber, and his mother was a seamstress. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, Martin didn't learn English until age 6. After dropping out of high school, he held odd jobs as a blackjack dealer and welterweight boxer. His natural singing talent was undeniable even early on. His mother, Angela, proclaimed that if her son did not make it as a singer, then nobody could. In his early 20s, Martin started performing at nightclubs in Ohio and Pennsylvania under the stage name Deana Martin, singing in his smooth baritone voice. In 1945, he was booked at the Glass Hat Club in New York City when he met young and up-and-coming comedian Jerry Lewis. The two meshed so well on stage they soon began performing together, billed as Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Audiences loved their act, which featured Martin as the dashing straight man and Lewis as the goofy clown. They skyrocketed to fame, signing with Paramount Studios and making 16 comedy films together, including My Friend Irma, The Caddy, and Hollywood or Bust. They performed sold-out shows at New York's Copacabana Club, with the duo becoming the highest-paid nightclub act in the country. By the mid-1950s, they dominated television as well with their variety show, The Colgate Comedy Hour. However, tensions grew between the two performers as Lewis received greater critical acclaim. They split ways in 1956, 10 years after teaming up. While the breakup severely damaged Martin's self-confidence at first, he soon bounced back with new vigor as a solo act. He revived his singing career, recording hits like That's Amore, Volare, and his signature tune, Everybody Loves Somebody. He also returned to his acting roots, starring in films like the Western Rio Bravo with John Wayne. In the 1960s, he cemented his reputation as the epitome of cool with his role in the Rat Pack, the legendary group, with fellow singers Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, and others. Martin's variety show, The Dean Martin Show, further showcased his laid-back charm and comedy skills to great success. Family man. Dean Martin was a devoted family man who considered his 8 children his proudest achievement. Despite his larger-than-life celebrity status, Dean always put family first and gave his children a normal upbringing full of love and laughter. He had his first 4 children, Craig, Claudia, Gail, and Deanna, with his first wife, Elizabeth Ann McDonald. After their divorce in 1949, he remarried Jean Beeger and welcomed 4 more kids, Dean Paul, Richie, Gina, and Sasha. Deanna describes Christmas as a treasured time when the family would gather to trim the tree and exchange thoughtful gifts. She reminisces about her father's scent, wearing cologne called Woodhue by Fabergé that would fill the house. Even when busy with his career, Martin made time for his kids. Deanna shares a touching memory of her 16th birthday when she asked her dad to take her shopping for a new coat. Despite his packed schedule, Martin happily went with her to personally help pick out the coat and patiently give his input on the styles and buttons. Known for his effortless charisma on screen, at home Martin was a playful father who enjoyed playing cards or board games with his children. Martin's eldest son Craig followed in his father's footsteps with a career in Hollywood as a producer and production manager. He worked on The Dean Martin Show and films like A Family Thing. Claudia also entered show business, appearing on TV shows like The Donna Reed Show before her untimely death from cancer in 2001. Of all his children, Deanna grew closest to her father's celebrity orbit as a singer and actress. She fondly remembers the life lessons he taught her about pursuing a career in entertainment. Deanna describes him stressing the importance of finding her own voice, being professional, and singing from the heart. Dean Paul Martin inherited his father's talent as a singer, even forming a musical group with Desi Arnaz Jr. and Billy Hinch called Dino, Desi, and Billy as a teen. He later became an actor and a pilot for the Air National Guard. But tragedy struck when Dean Paul was killed in a jet fighter crash at just 35 years old in 1987. Martin's son Richie also went into music as part of the band The Pack. He co-wrote songs with Beach Boys member Carl Wilson, who later married Richie's sister Gina. Both families were devastated when Carl died of lung cancer in 1998. Richie continued making music until his death in 2016. Though not biologically his, Martin adopted and raised his third wife, Catherine Hahn's daughter Sasha, as his own. Sasha appeared in Howard Stern's biographical film Private Parts. The joys and heartbreaks of parenthood deeply shaped Martin's life. He prioritized time with his family and passed on his artistic talents and wisdom. As Deana attests, her father saw his children as his greatest accomplishment. The real Dean Martin. Dean Martin's legendary showbiz career crafted his image as a charming, bourbon-swilling playboy, always flanked by a bevy of beautiful women. But his daughter Deana clarifies that it was merely a persona. In real life, Martin was a devoted family man and quite different from his freewheeling stage character. Though he was famously portrayed knocking back drinks, Deana confirms her father was not actually a heavy drinker. She reveals his onstage whiskey was really apple cider, and he stayed sober to give his performances all his energy. Martin simply played the part of a lovable drunk very convincingly. Rather than a gregarious party animal, Deana describes her father as an introvert who savored solitude. At restaurants, he preferred dining alone quietly without chit-chat so he could relax. While his Rat Pack pals might carouse all night, Martin made it an early night to return home to his family. A few of Martin's quirks included disliking elevators and only using staircases. Deana laughs, recounting a time her father pretended to be an irate neighbor so he could call the cops to break up her rambunctious teenage party and get some peace and quiet. While the spotlight invigorated him, offstage Martin enjoyed solitary hobbies like playing golf or watching westerns on TV. His children knew not to disturb him during his favorite programs. According to Deana, work was a means to provide for his family and fund his passion for the golf course. Martin's grounded nature stemmed from his humble roots in Ohio as the son of working-class Italian immigrants. Despite rubbing elbows with Hollywood elites, he taught his children to treat everyone equally with sincerity and respect. Deana attests her father was truly content with himself. He earned his reputation as king of cool not by wild behavior, but by remaining graceful, gentlemanly, and quick-witted through the ups and downs of his incredible career. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Dean Martin was so unlike his stage persona? Let us know in the comments section below.